Morning, John. All right, we'll get started. This is the last couple days for morning monastery experience. Tuesday will be the last day because then starting the next week it's gonna be my last week. So I need to do some prepping and stuff before I go to California. So Tuesday will be the last day for it. We'll do English today. Page 10. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. The 3 refuges are complete. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sensual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts, together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Morning, Brian. John, I have a question. Did you see at all the notification that I went live yesterday? Because usually it pops up in my email, like it'll say the channel's live, and it didn't yesterday, and nobody showed. So I always wondered if it was like some kind of weird nether realm that my live stream went to. I don't know. Oh, okay. So, yeah, so it seemed a little weird that nothing happened. I don't know what happened. Usually, like I said, usually I get the email that I went live, but I didn't yesterday. So, all right. So let's do our daily chanting, page 24. Yeah, Brian, perhaps that's what happened. Perhaps I was chanting to the devas and the yakas. The divine, instead of the divine eye and the divine ears, the divine YouTube stream. Gee. All right, let's do our chanting on page 24. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the world, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. The Buddha, well purified with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruption of the world. I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you, so nobly bred. Homage to you amongst men supreme. Peerless are you in all the world. May all homage be given to you. The teacher's Dhamma like a lamp, divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal. I revere that Dhamma with devotion, thoroughly understanding the Dhamma, and freed from longing through insight. The wise one who is rid of all desire is calm as a pool unstirred by wind. Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, O monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. The Sangha called to feel better than the best, who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment, the noble ones, the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhamma. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, to parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be freed from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the 4 noble truths. suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to suffering's final end. This is the refuge that is secure. This is the refuge that is supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master. Mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind. Then suffering follows, as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master. Mind is their maker. Actors speak with a pure state of mind. Then happiness follows, as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, they then must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others. A recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code. Moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, the virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, the Lord of Death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May the skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I am born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. A Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones, may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Secondary chanting. Going through Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Page 161, Vedana Nupassana. Katancha bhikkave bhikkhu vedanasu vedana nupassi viharati. Idha bhikkave bhikkhu sukkhaṃ vedanaṃ vediyāimāno sukkhaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamīti pajanati. Dukkhaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamāno dukkhaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamīti pajanati. Adukkhaṃ asukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamāno adukkhaṃ asukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamīti pajanati. Sāmisaṃ va sukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamāno sāmisaṃ sukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamīti pajanati. Nirāmisaṃ va sukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamāno nirāmisaṃ sukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamīti pajanati. Sāmasaṃ va dukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamāno sāmisaṃ dukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamīti pajanati. Nirāmisaṃ va dukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamāno nirāmisaṃ dukkaṃ vedanaṃ vediyamīti pajanati. Samisang va dukkang asukang vedanang vediyamano. Samisang adukkang asukang vedanang vediyami ti pajanati. Niramisang va adukkang asukang vedanang vediyamano. Niramisang adukkang asukang vedanang vediyami ti pajanati. Iti ajjattang va vedanasu vedananu passivi harati. Bahida va vedanasu vedananu passivi harati. Ajjatta bahida va vedanasu vedananu passivi harati. Samudaye dhammanu passiva vedanasu viharati. Vaya dhammanu passiva vedanasu viharati. Samudaye vaya dhammanupassiva vedanasu viharati. Atti vedanati va pannassa satti pachupatitta hoti yavadeva jnana mattaya patissati mattaya anisito cha viharati. Nacha kinchi loke upadiyati. Evang piko bhikkave bhikkhu vedanasu vedananu passivi harati. All right, English. Contemplation of feeling or sensation, Vedana. And how, bhikkhus, does a bhikkhu dwell contemplating feelings and feelings? Here, when feeling a pleasant feeling, a bhikkhu understands, I feel a pleasant feeling. When feeling a painful feeling, he understands, I feel a painful feeling. When feeling a neither painful nor pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel a neither painful nor pleasant feeling. When feeling a carnal pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel a carnal pleasant feeling. When feeling a non-carnal pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel a non-carnal pleasant feeling. So just real quick, the words carnal and non-carnal, it's amisa and niramisa. What this means is carnal, like when we think of carnal today, we think of like sexual, but carnal literally means of the body and not of the body. That's what this is meaning, right? So carnal, a bodily sensation, non-carnal, not of the body. That's the important thing to understand here. He understands, I feel a non-carnal pleasant feeling. When feeling a carnal painful feeling, he understands, I feel a carnal painful feeling. When feeling a non-carnal painful feeling, he understands, I feel a non-carnal painful feeling. When feeling a carnal neither painful nor pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel a carnal neither painful nor pleasant feeling. When feeling a non-carnal neither painful nor pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel a non-carnal neither painful nor pleasant feeling. In this way, he dwells contemplating feelings and feelings internally, or he dwells contemplating feelings and feelings externally, or he dwells contemplating feelings and feelings both internally and externally, or he dwells contemplating feelings in feelings their nature of arising, or he dwells contemplating in feelings their nature of vanishing, or he dwells contemplating in feelings their nature of both arising and vanishing, or else mindfulness that there is a feeling is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. This is how a bhikkhu dwells contemplating feelings and feelings. All right, let's go to our thought of the day. Page 129. Last paragraph. Evang pasang bhikkave sutava arya saviko sottasming pi nabindati saddesu pi nabindati Sota vinyane pina bindati, sota sampasse pina bindati, yadidang sota sampassa pacchaya upajjati, vedyatang sukkang va dukkang sukkang va, tasming pina bindati. English. Perceiving the bhikkhus. Perceiving what? Remember? Perceiving that everything is on fire. We're going through the Adityapariyaya Sutta, right? On fire with what? Greed, hatred, delusion, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, craving, right? So perceiving these things, bhikkhus, the learned and noble disciple becomes disenchanted with the ear, with sound, with ear consciousness, with ear contact, and whatever sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, which originates in dependence on ear contact. That also he becomes disenchanted. So friends, disenchanting with the ear. Right? There's so many beautiful things to hear with the ear, isn't there? This is very important to understand, right? Our music, we like different kinds of music. We like to hear the birds in the trees, all kinds of wonderful sounds that are on fire. On fire in our mind from our craving. Right? And so when you develop disenchantment and dispassion, moving towards freedom, then these sounds are just sounds. Right? Your favorite music is just sound. It's just notes. Right? We add all kinds of other layers to it. Right? Oh, I remember this song from when I was a young person and we were, yada yada doing this or during that time or during this time. Right? And so we add our craving to it. We add our greed, hatred, and delusion to it. We make it more than it is. It's just sound. But actually to us it has very deep meaning. So today, all day, let's think about sounds as they arise, as we hear them, and see how we can try to let go of our attachment to the sounds. See how hard that is, but give it a shot. It's not easy, especially if you're a musician type. Right? Even after you become a monk and you go away and you don't really actively listen to music anymore, it's still in your mind. Because the mind is on fire and sounds are on fire. Okay? So friends, today, I wish you a very spiritually successful and peaceful day. Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy. Practice well and be well. Investigate the sounds today. Investigate how the sounds are on fire and how you can try to let go of the sounds. Douse the fire. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and hopefully see you tomorrow morning for a Morning Monastery Experience Monday edition, and maybe Dhammapalooza later that day. Okay, friends.